This video was made in memory of the earthquake in Turkey. May Allah protect everyone from earthquakes and disasters. Earthquakes. Understanding what they are and how they occur. Earthquakes are a natural phenomenon that occurs when the Earth's tectonic plates move and create seismic waves. These seismic waves can cause the ground to shake and create massive destruction to nearby communities and buildings. The Earth's outer layer, known as the lithosphere, is composed of several tectonic plates that float on a semi-liquid layer of magma. When two tectonic plates collide or move apart, pressure builds up and eventually releases, resulting in an earthquake. This release of energy creates seismic waves that travel through the Earth and cause the ground to shake. There are two main types of earthquakes, tectonic and volcanic. Tectonic earthquakes are caused by the movement of tectonic plates, while volcanic earthquakes are caused by the movement of magma or volcanic activity. The magnitude of an earthquake is measured on the Richter scale, with each increase in number indicating a tenfold increase in magnitude. Earthquakes with magnitudes of 6.0 or higher can cause significant damage, and those with magnitudes of 7.0 or higher can result in widespread destruction. In conclusion, earthquakes are a natural phenomenon caused by the movement of tectonic plates and can have devastating effects on communities and buildings. Understanding how earthquakes occur and how they are measured can help us better prepare for and respond to future earthquakes. The most significant earthquakes in history, a research study. Earthquakes have been a significant natural disaster throughout history, causing widespread damage and loss of life. The phenomenon is caused by the movement of tectonic plates in the Earth's crust, which creates seismic waves that can result in ground shaking, ground failure, and tsunamis. In this research study, we will be exploring some of the most significant earthquakes in history, including the date, location, magnitude, and impact on the affected area. Lisbon earthquake of 1755. The Lisbon earthquake was one of the deadliest in European history, with an estimated magnitude of 8.5 to 9.0. The quake struck the Portuguese capital city on November 1, 1755, and was followed by a massive tsunami that devastated the city and caused widespread damage. The earthquake is estimated to have killed up to 100,000 people, making it one of the deadliest in recorded history. Great Kanto earthquake of 1923. The Great Kanto earthquake was a magnitude 7.9 quake that struck the Kanto Plain in the Japanese islands on September 1, 1923. The earthquake caused widespread damage to the Tokyo-Yokohama metropolitan area, with an estimated 100,000 lives lost and over 100,000 buildings destroyed. The earthquake was one of the largest in Japan's history and is remembered as a key event in the country's modern development. San Francisco earthquake of 1906. The San Francisco earthquake was a magnitude 7.9 quake that struck the San Francisco Bay Area on April 18, 1906. The earthquake caused widespread damage to the city, with an estimated 3,000 lives lost and over 80% of the city's buildings destroyed. The earthquake is considered one of the most significant in the United States history and is remembered as a turning point in the city's rebuilding and recovery. Haiti earthquake of 2010. The Haiti earthquake was a magnitude 7.0 quake that struck the country on January 12, 2010. The earthquake caused widespread damage to the capital city of Port-au-Prince, with an estimated 316,000 lives lost and over 1.5 million people displaced. The earthquake was one of the deadliest in the country's history and is remembered as a key event in the country's recovery and rebuilding efforts. Chile earthquake of 1960. The Chile earthquake was a magnitude 9.5 quake that struck the country on May 22, 1960. The earthquake is considered one of the largest and most powerful in recorded history, with an estimated 5,000 lives lost and widespread damage to the affected areas. The earthquake triggered tsunamis that devastated coastal communities, with waves reaching as far as Hawaii and Japan. In conclusion, earthquakes have been a significant natural disaster throughout history, with some of the most significant events causing widespread damage and loss of life. Understanding the causes and impacts of earthquakes is critical for preparing for and mitigating their effects, and the events explored in this research study serve as reminders of the importance of being prepared for these devastating events. Introduction. Earthquakes have been a part of human history for centuries and have had significant impacts on human life and communities. In this research article, we will focus on the effects of earthquakes and the psychological impact they have on people. Body. Earthquakes are one of the most destructive natural disasters that can occur anywhere in the world. They cause damage to buildings, infrastructure, and can result in loss of life and property. The effects of earthquakes can be long-lasting and far-reaching, with some communities still struggling to recover from the impacts years after the event. One of the most significant impacts of earthquakes is the psychological trauma that it can cause to individuals and communities. The sudden, violent shaking and the destruction that follows can be deeply traumatic and have a lasting effect on the mental health of survivors. In the immediate aftermath of an earthquake, people may experience symptoms such as shock, fear, anxiety, and depression. Over time, these feelings can evolve into post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and other mental health issues that can have a lasting impact on the individual's quality of life. Moreover, earthquakes can also lead to feelings of insecurity, as well as social and economic insecurity. People may feel that their lives and homes are no longer safe, and this can have a significant impact on their mental health and well-being. Additionally, earthquakes can disrupt social and community networks, leading to feelings of isolation and loneliness, which can further exacerbate the psychological impact of the event. Conclusion. Earthquakes are a reminder of the power of nature and the importance of being prepared for disasters. It is essential to understand the psychological impact that earthquakes can have on individuals and communities in order to provide effective support and recovery services. Mental health support and recovery should be a crucial part of disaster response efforts, and resources should be allocated accordingly. By addressing the psychological impacts of earthquakes, we can help communities and individuals to recover and move forward in the aftermath of these events. Preparations to be taken to be prepared for earthquakes. Earthquakes can be devastating and can have significant impact on the lives of people and the environment. It is important to be prepared and take necessary precautions to minimize the impact of earthquakes. This article will focus on the preparations that should be taken to be prepared for earthquakes. Identify safe places in your home. You should identify safe places in your home such as under sturdy furniture, doorways or against an interior wall. These areas can provide protection from falling debris during an earthquake. Secure heavy objects. Secure heavy objects such as bookshelves, televisions and other appliances to the wall to prevent them from falling during an earthquake. Prepare an emergency kit. An emergency kit should include water, food, first aid supplies, a flashlight and extra batteries, a battery-operated radio, and a whistle. Create a family emergency plan. All family members should know the location of safe places in the home, and know what to do during an earthquake. They should also know how to turn off gas, water and electricity if necessary. Get involved in community preparedness. You can also get involved in community preparedness programs and workshops that are offered by local government agencies and non-profit organizations. Stay informed. Stay informed about earthquake preparedness and what to do during an earthquake. Listen to local authorities and follow their instructions. By following these steps, you can be better prepared for earthquakes and minimize the impact of earthquakes on you and your community. However, it is also important to note that earthquake preparedness is an ongoing process and it is important to continuously review and update your plans and supplies.